In this presentation, Learning in a Digital World, we'll discuss the importance of bonding during digital time with children between the ages of 2 and 5. There's recent research put out by Victoria Dunkley about the overstimulated child. Through her research, she has noted electronic screen syndrome. She states that this can look like attention deficit disorder because children have poor focus and trouble sleeping. Interactive screen time can be very dysregulating for a child and addictive as well. Very similar to TV and too much TV watching, too much screen time can also cause issues for children and their ability to pay attention during preschool hours and at home. There are social consequences that parents need to be aware of, including the lack of face-to-face time with children when parents are on their phones too frequently. This is also demonstrating the necessity of screen time to children beginning at a young age. There is a noted still face experiment by a famous researcher named Edward Tronick. He was the creator of the still face experiment. He noted the importance of people for infants and how if you disconnect from infants, they struggle and they will lose interest in what you're doing. They really disengage from the parent and they don't look back when the still face experiment is conducted. This relates to screen time. Children crave interaction from caregivers. And when parents interact with their phones rather than infants, children notice this and begin to engage in self-soothing behaviors to satisfy their need for comfort. Babies really enjoy faces, and they examine faces, and they learn facial expressions and emotions through facial expressions. When considering what the brain does and how it grows so much up until the age of 5 especially, we need to understand that too much screen time can cause the brain to remain in a state of hyperarousal. Physical play is necessary for children. In fact, they need at least 3 hours of play a day. Reading to children is so necessary, and this is much better than screen time. Reading contributes to later understanding and development of vocabulary, and it's also a predictor for how well children perform in school because reading supports cognitive development. Reducing early exposure to screen time is attributed to frontal lobe development in the brain. Play is essential. Children learn so many different things and they enhance all domains of development through hands-on learning. So using scissors and playing through imaginative play opportunities foster the development of vocabulary, cooperative learning, communication, and many other areas of development. Playing with Legos fosters inventing, as does play with blocks. Through imaginative play, children are developing their brains. Children are developing problem-solving skills and creative thinking necessary to thrive in their learning areas. However, there are digital apps that promote hands-on and digital learning. If families introduce digital learning as a playtime and a bonding experience where parents are playing with children while they're using digital apps, a cooperative learning environment can be encouraged. Parents that are involved in digital play with their children create this bonding experience. Perseverance and creativity can be learned through certain apps. You can note there are many apps out there that encourage play. If you're going to integrate technology into the early learning years, consider waiting until the age of 2. This is what is recommended. Think about the developmental level of the child and what would be most appropriate for their learning. Make sure apps encourage learning experiences rather than leaving children alone one-on-one with a technology instrument. Consider having children use digital resources collaboratively with others, such as their friends or a caregiver. There are many apps that encourage creativity, including the use of cameras and painting apps, and also storytelling apps. Here are some helpful websites that you can use to develop your understanding about digital learning experiences for children.